Hi there, this is Dr. Paulette Sherman coming to you from mydatingandrelationshipschool.com. Today we're going to talk about how to get over an ex. And let me start out by saying that I am so sorry that you're going through this, and I know it can be super painful when you've been really happy with someone and gotten to know them over time, and especially when you weren't expecting to be broken up with. So that can be a really hard time, and I think that the most important lesson number one is to feel your feelings, because you want to be able to take some time to cry and to mourn and just to feel crappy and to miss that person, because those are your true feelings. And otherwise, when you repress feelings and you don't feel them or you push them away, they can come up in other ways, such as bodily symptoms, or come up when you least expect them as fears in future relationships. So you want to just feel your feelings and give yourself permission to do that. It is normal. You've experienced a loss. Number two, however long that takes you after that, it's important to maybe reflect a little, because we want to learn. We're here on earth to learn from our life lessons and to grow through our challenges. And so my idea as a relationship expert and dating coach is to look at each relationship as a golden staircase. And I have an exercise where I discuss this in my first book, Dating from the Inside Out, which was published by Atria Books. On it, there's a picture of a golden staircase, and for each step, for your past relationship, you can label what it is you learned. So even though you didn't wish to break up with that person and it might have been really painful, you might have learned a valuable lesson that you can go to the next relationship on higher ground. Maybe you realize that you were picking guys who were very ambitious, but maybe too critical of you and not accepting. And so the next time you're going to look at, how will I know if they are more supportive than critical? How will I look for that when I date? Will I notice it sooner and not wait a year and break up for that same reason? Or if you dated a guy who was very wonderful and had great time with, and was really able to communicate with you, but he was emotionally unavailable in the sense that, or he just wasn't ready to take a relationship to the next level and you were, then you might say on that staircase, okay, I'm going to be looking for somebody who's really ready, and ready for marriage, and ready, if he knows I'm the right person, to move to the next level. And how will I know? You might have that conversation a little sooner. You might look at some of the signs in order to know, like maybe he's making plans with you, introducing you to his family, and introducing you friends earlier, or things like that. Number three, you should feng shui. Do you know what feng shui is? Well, that's where you kind of declutter. And a lot of energy experts say that even things that we hold on to, objects, they're energy, and so they're in our auric field, and so they actually can drain us or affect us, even if they're not on the wall, even if they're in storage. So by getting rid of what no longer serves us opens up possibilities. For example, if you have a bookshelf and you let go of some books that you like that you've already read, new ideas can come in. And it's the same thing when you've had a breakup. First, you need to mourn that person. You can't just replace them right away. But if you can go through the mourning process, let go of the emotions, come to a place of peace or forgiveness, if you can learn your lessons so that you go to a higher place, then you have an open place in your heart for something new to occur. So how do you feng shui? There's different ways. One way is to remove objects eventually when you're ready that maybe you no longer want in your environment, that are constantly reminding you of that person or that old relationship. So you can decide, do I want to keep some things that I'm sentimental about? Am I ready? Do I want to make a box and put it somewhere of stuff that I'd like to have later? Or is it time to return old clothing, old articles, to get rid of some stuff? So think about that. Maybe you even want to sage your house or clean it in some way so it feels new, or get new sheets or something like that. That's another possibility. And emotionally, you can feng shui too. Maybe you need to do some soul searching and some forgiveness work so that you can move on and not have a lot of anger towards men or towards dating. Maybe you need to have a completion conversation with that person to tell them what you really liked about their relationship or what you regret. Or you could just write it out in your journal yourself, or tell a therapist or coach. So whatever it is that you need to do to make a blank slate in your heart and to make space in your life for that next person, that would be step number three. Step number four is reach out to other supports and develop new routines. Oftentimes when I've had somebody come in who's had a breakup, they have that person emotionally and also in their phone on speed dial. So as soon as something great happens, they want to call their ex. And as soon as something terrible happens, they want to call their ex. And that's just normal. And sometimes they'll get drunk and they'll drunk dial, or they'll accidentally like meet up with them because they miss them and have sex, and then that puts them back emotionally as well if they really need to end it and move on. So it's important to put new people on speed dial and get used to calling your friends, talking to your mom, whatever is going to get you through that initial, especially first month, which is the hardest, and reach out to those other people that support you and love you instead. Also, you might want to keep busy. I did say that you need to carve out time to mourn, but you also need to do things that make you happy and things that give you meaning in your life. So you might want to take a class, whether it's an exercise class to get you moving, whether it's something you just love to do like watercolor or pottery. Do something that gets you out that's meaningful for you. Develop new routines. And I won't say that will take away the pain, but it may make it easier. Number 5, self-care. So you were probably kissing and hugging and having a wonderful relationship with that other person before you broke up, and now they're gone. And you're probably not going to just go hook up with somebody right away because you're in the morning. So you need to take extra special care of yourself. And this means noticing how you talk to yourself. Don't blame yourself or put yourself down or tell yourself that you'll be alone with cats the rest of your life or that this is your fault. No, become your own best friends. Be extra kind to yourself. Look for things to make yourself happy or to comfort yourself. Buy yourself flowers if you need to. Also, number 6, it may be helpful to remember why it is you ended it if you were the one who did, or that it ended. So often I'll tell somebody, why don't you take a note card and write down all the reasons that you decided to end this relationship or that it ended. Because sometimes when you really miss that person and you get nostalgic, you start to idealize them and you just have the side of the note card that's everything wonderful about them, and you just want to reach out and have a quick fling with them, even though it's not going to go anywhere, and you forget all the real important reasons that it wasn't going to work out long term. So make your list. It doesn't need to be nasty. You're just writing down like, oh, this, I wanted marriage and this person didn't. I wanted kids and this person didn't. Or I really want someone who's supportive and this person was often very critical of me. And there were certain deal breakers or things that really weren't going to work going forward. So it might help to review that list just in case you're getting weak or vulnerable and want to return to that ex for the wrong reasons. In fact, today a reporter reached out telling me some new research that just came out, which says that oftentimes people who want to be friends with their ex tend to have psychopathic tendencies. And I responded by saying, wow, it's hard enough to date and to break up, and now we have to worry that if an ex wants to be friends with us, that they might have psychopathic tendencies. Well, anyway, why is that? Well, they're saying that sometimes, and this is only a percentage of the population, when someone wants to be friends with you after they've broken up with you, it's for their own selfish reasons. It's because maybe they want easy access to sex or to information or to whatever's comfortable for them, and they're not really thinking about how it's going to affect you. So what I tell my clients about this is to figure out what works for you. Oftentimes people won't be friends because they need to mourn, go through these stages I'm talking about, create a healthy separation so that they can then heal and move on. And so even though you might love that person and wish them well, it's not always or often in your best interest while you're vulnerable to be close to them, because you might fall back into having sex with them or not make a space in your heart and in your life for the next person, or to heal and to stand on your own 2 feet. So I want you to think about that. I have seen a few cases, however, and I told this to the reporter, where people really have altruistic reasons for being friends. They really like that person. They're really clear they're not attracted both ways anymore. It's not bad for either one of them. Maybe they're in other relationships. So they can have a friendship from afar and really be friends and have good boundaries. So that can happen, and I definitely don't think everyone wants to be friends with their ex only for their own psychopathic reasons. It's very important to know that how you're feeling now isn't going to be how you feel always. So you may feel in a deep, dark place and wonder like, wow, is no one going to like me? And feel really hopeless and feel like, is it ever going to get any better? But it probably will, because time does heal and you will move on and find other things to focus on and other people to love you. So it's really important to remember that. And it may even help at this stage if you could envision the future. You had to end a great relationship. Think about what you could have instead. And that may be one reason why you left. So think about what you really do want in a relationship, what you really deserve in a partner, and what you really can work towards. And that should bring some hope as well. I hope this was helpful, and I really hope that you get through this breakup and have lots of love in your future. If you like this video, please comment below and subscribe. Thanks. Bye-bye.